Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today is our second episode of Saku's Critique Corner, and if you haven't already, please go check out Saku's Art Classroom Lesson 2, where I talk about perspectives, because in this video I'll be critiquing all the homework from that lesson. And yeah, I'm really excited to see all the entries. So the first task I gave you guys is to draw anything you want, but in a 1-point/2-point perspective, so mostly like streets, objects, I don't know, blocks. Anyways, here is our first entry. This is really cute. I love all the different notes you took and just letting me know kind of how you are as a person, because I can kind of tell through your arts and your notes. Overall, I think you did a really great job. I really like your sketchbook page, or just paper, I can't really tell, but there's not much I would like to critique because it's already really good. But I think one thing you could work on is maybe, I think right now this part is a bit too like steep, because right now even though you got the 2-point perspective down, it kind of feels like the buildings are in a very like intense angle and you're drawing it from a really intense angle. So maybe like make it like this one can be like more this like a less steep slope. So imagine if this was y equals mx plus b, the m would be, the slope would be a smaller number. I don't know why I used math, but yeah. Other than that, it looks great. Okay, next entry. I learned a lot from this. Thank you for inspiring me and improving me. Oh, you fighting too, Asymmetries. I'm really bad at pronouncing names, but yeah, fighting for everyone taking the class. Anyways, overall, good job. I think you got the basis down, but there are a few things you need to work on. So for this one, make sure that all the lines going down are straight. Right now your lines are a bit slanted, and that kind of messes up the perspective a little bit, so remember that these go straight down like 90, 180 degrees. But other than that, if you just correct those things, then your art would like look great. Okay, and sorry. As for the 2-point perspective, I think you messed up a little bit. So the 2-point perspective starts from, okay, I'll do it in this tiny corner. It comes right here, and so your buildings they should all have the same top like angle. Like even if they're lower, they should have the same angle. This and this will be parallel, but right now this and this is not parallel, so really try to make them all parallel lines. And as for the middle one, this would be the corner of a building, and even though it's really cute you made me a building, but the door wouldn't be at the corner of a building. Like, it just doesn't work unless it's like, well, there's one here and one here, but like nobody really does that, right? So maybe try putting it either on this side or this side. And as for the is this like a city on top? I'm not really sure, but if you are, still keep with the same angle. The angle, or when you draw, make sure that this line, when you connect it, leads straight down to your vanishing point. So yeah, cool. Next person. Ooh, this is really cute. I love your colors. Overall, I think you did great. It's just this part, the line like curves a little bit, which is a bit strange. So maybe make this straight again to keep with the 1-point perspective. The roof also looks I think it's because this line isn't completely straight, which kind of makes it look a little bit weird, but other than that, I really like this, and I like how you put your own spin into it. Okay, next artist. Why is my city so loud? Can you hear like the buses and trucks? Like, I don't know, man. Anyways, here's the next person. Ooh, 1-point perspective, but interior, which is, in my opinion, harder. Overall, I think you did a great job, especially for the 1 point perspective part. Maybe just make sure that these lines are straight. Like, if you can't draw a straight line, maybe like do a sketch with a ruler first and then go over it with a pen afterwards. Just make sure it's really straight and take your time, because your lines do look a little bit rushed. So even though you might be like, I get it, it's like not as fun to draw some stuff sometimes, especially for practice, but really try to take your time and slow down if you want the artwork to be good. Same for these lines here. I know that you know the theory, you just need to strengthen and have more confidence in your lines. Okay, next artist. Ooh. This is very cool. Love the cafe and the city feel you're going on here. One thing, as I said to the first person, is that right now your angles, like, you have to be like on top of a building in order to look at this, but then you would have to see the top of the building, so that kind of messes with things. So make sure that the 2-point perspective, the angle is less steep for it to look like it's on the street view, because if you're looking at it on top, then you would be able to see the top of this building, right? Because right now if you do this, it looks like you're on top of a building, but in this part it looks like in the bottom on the street looking up, so that looks a bit weird. So you just have to remember to make the angle less steep. And the clouds, I feel like you can take your time with it, or smoke, I'm not really sure, mist. So really take your time with that, but other than that, good job. Okay, next person. Week 2. Oh, I love your calligraphy. I'm like still not that good at calligraphy. Let me try. What do I write perspective? Off task. Per. You do this? Per. Spective. That looks pretty okay. Okay, anyways. Got distracted there. Ooh, I love this page a lot. There's not really any critiques I can give because it's really good already. Maybe just make sure that the lines are like actually straight down, and put more confidence in your lines, because right now I can tell a little bit that like you're not as confident that you could be. Like, you could be confident, but you can be more confident, you know what I'm saying? So just really slow down and go like, yes, I can draw this line without any fail. Yeah, that's the only critique. Here is the next artist. Ooh, your first try, it's really, really good. Yeah, there's not much problem. Just for the perspective part, I think you did great, but as an art in general, I think your brush like size, your brush size can be, I think it's like really thick in some places and really thin, and that kind of like messes with the thing a little bit. Like, it kind of distracts the viewer. Even though different line widths can help you, I think you need to like choose like which one more, because for me personally, I would do maybe like each building I would outline it in a thicker pen, and then the details I would do it thinner. But right now some details are really thin and some details are really thick, so that really messes with it. And the trees you can also spend more time on, like really get into it, draw the roots and the branches, even though the trees are kind of really hard to draw. So yeah, overall, love this. Good job. And yeah. Okay, this one's kind of small. Let me like... Hasuki-chan. Okay. Ooh, karaoke. I love all the signs you added. Is this Tokyo? Japan somewhere maybe? So, overall, I really like this. Just like the same thing I said to the previous artist, make sure this is really straight, unless like the sign is like crooked for some reason. This part is really good. Just this part, make sure that it's horizontal, like really straight. pick that. But other than that, it looks great. Love the karaoke there. So yeah, okay, cool. Task 2. Oh, before I go in, I forgot to tell you guys what it was. So task 2 is I gave some photos out, and they were just different pictures of me, and I was telling you guys to focus on different areas and how to make the perspective, exaggerating some body parts to really bring out the perspective. So yeah, okay, cool. Foreshortening. Ooh, I love the notes. Overall, I think you did a good job. Even I know you really tried here to make the foot bigger, but also try to make the whole torso, upper body smaller. Okay, I'm gonna use liquify here. So, ooh, and then this leg. Ooh. It's like Photoshop but with art. So really make this part smaller because you want the emphasis to be on the foot. I know you tried, but really, like, we're so used to drawing, like, I guess, like cartoon or anime styles where we really make the head bigger that sometimes it's hard to, like, make it smaller because we're so used to it. So just really try to make it smaller so you know it's a difference, even though you might say, oh, it's smaller, but your small is still, like, not small because you've, like, so used to drawing people with big heads, right? So you just gotta actually, like, tell yourself to make it smaller. But other than that, I think if you really try and maybe, like, next time if you do this, like, just really make the upper body smaller, then it will look good. And I love the notes, as I said earlier. Okay, next. Ooh, this is just, like, me asking for fan art at this point, right? But, like, it's fun, okay? Like, you know, I need some fan art because fan art is cool. I know you really tried emphasizing on the legs, but I think right now your upper body is a bit too long, and your whole arm is pretty long. If you wanted to do it down to up angle as, like, a normal, like, one not facing, if it's not down to up, it's just, like, facing them directly, like, it would look okay. But if you want to really bring out the angle, I would do the same thing of making this smaller, and then ooh, you know, I mean, even though it might look like my upper body is really small, but because it's further away, it'll look smaller, so therefore it still looks, like, decent. So if I had to make it really perspective, you see here, I really emphasized in making the hands big while making the head really, really small to really bring out that perspective. Cool. But I really like your art style though. Okay, anyways, next artist. Hi, Greg. Okay, I recognize some of my fans because Greg's been, like, in the server for really long. Okay, anyways, overall, good job. It's really cute. I love your art style a lot. Okay, anyways, what I would do is the same as every other person I said for this task is to make this really small. Well, making it small already, like, makes it look more emphasized on the legs. Expand. And then maybe push it up a little bit, but right now I think this feet looks a little bit weird because even though it's, like, the side and you can't only see the sole, like, you still see, like, the actual shoe as well. So if you could add that, like, I'm really bad at drawing shoes too, like not gonna lie, but like like that. And then the sole is here. And then for the other ones, I think this perspective is good. If you really want to push it further, I would not object to that. Like if you want to do this to really emphasize it while making this like smaller, then it really puts like focus that you're looking down, up to down. And for this one, the same thing is and then maybe push this down. Okay, that kind of messes up with that one, but like this, and then oh my god, that one looks interesting now. But like even like that, like it's so much smaller, but it really brings out the perspective of the person. But now I messed up this art drawing, so I hope you get what I mean. I was gonna bring it back to just now because that looks cute too. So yeah, cool. Next artist. Ooh, oh, I love your art style. This looks like a pencil brush. Okay, thank you so much for making the classes. I'm always trying to improve my art skills. I'm not sure I'm doing that. Your art, aw, thank you. Sky design art. I don't know how to. I don't really love how I drew the shoes. The shoes, oh, bro. I'm really bad at drawing shoes too. I think right now it's because maybe the sole looks a bit too thin, and then for my sneakers, I think it's like Adidas. I don't even know, bro. I'm not really good at shoe brands. Maybe like make this part bigger because that the shoe is like that, and then that part looks okay. Maybe just make it a bit thicker because I think my shoes had like quite thick soles. It's called soles, right? Perspective right now, I think you're starting to get it, but if you really want to emphasize it even further, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. I did this for like everyone, but like this is if you really wanted to emphasize on the down to up camera. And as for the buildings in the back, it's the same logic. It's kind of like the 1 point perspective, but the vanishing point is like on top, so the buildings would be like that. Yeah, so it's like the same logic, but the vanishing point is just on top. But yeah, other than that, really love it. Same for this one. Just make the head smaller, the torso smaller to really bring out that perspective. But as for like a drawing, if it's just looking at eye level, then it looks great. Okay, next artist. Ooh, dude, some of you guys are actually really good at drawing. I'm just saying. You guys could be my sub teachers. Anyways, firstly, I love your art style. Perspective wise, I think it's really good too. But I know your sketching's kind of messy and you might have done it deliberately, but maybe like try to add more like value. This is not really perspective related because I think your perspective is really good already, but like just really the pieces of shadow, just like add more pencil to it. But other than that, it looks cool. It looks really cool. Okay, next. I love your old sketchbook pages. It looks great. Yes, good. I love all your notes. I like this one a lot. And then this one, maybe have a less steeper angle will help too, as I said to the other artists. Because I just think right now, it's like a way too steep. But yeah, the perspective one, you kind of, I can't really critique this one because you didn't draw the head, but this time just go for it, even though it looks ugly. But I think it's starting to get there. Maybe just make this even smaller, then it'll like really make it emphasize on it. And for this one, I think you're getting there. Maybe make the top part of the head bigger, and then as for the shoulder place, like it can be higher up because you're looking from up to down. So yeah, cool. Next artist, Foreshortening study. Know about foreshortening for some time, but always shoved it away, forgetting the important thing. Thank you for the lesson. Oh, thank you. Right now I I love how you exaggerate the feet. Just right now, it makes the other feet looks too small, so I would maybe like bring down this feet. And then this door. I think your perspective is there, but anatomy wise, especially like this hand here, you need to really add like the curves to the arms and not just appearing it as a tube, and like really like know like you have bones. Like just remember that you have bones when you draw, because sometimes if you draw it like this, the bones like doesn't look like it's there. So like yeah. Other than that, it looks good. The neck maybe thicker a little bit, and then the head should be down a little bit. The neck's a little bit too long. So yeah, cool. Next artist. Ooh, this looks good. The bottom one looks good. If you want to bring out it even further, then just then just put this up. As for this one, I think you did a good job. Like perspective wise, I can tell that it's from bottom to up. Maybe like work on the hands a bit more. The hands look a bit like too soft, or they don't look like they have like bones in them. So yeah, and then other than that, it looks good. Yeah, cool. Good job. Next artist. I'm sorry because of the hands. Hope you don't mind drawing you in an anime like style. I don't mind any style you guys draw in. Just make sure that you're practicing. That's what I mind. Cool. I know you're trying to get there. I think right now it's just this looks a little bit too short. So if you bring it longer and then do it here, then it looks good. For here, you can make it even smaller. The arms look a bit skinny compared to the body, so I might try to make the body a bit smaller while I keep the arms. The hands can be bigger, and then the head can be a bit smaller if you want it to be more perspective wise. Yeah, cool. Last artist. Ooh, I like how you added the hand. I don't think the hand was there before. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, ooh, I really like your shading style. Overall, you know what? I don't think there's anything I would really want to critique. Like perspective wise, it looks great. I love your shading as well, and I love your line work. Maybe like one thing is if I really want to get into it, it looks good already, but like if you really want to improve it, just the eyes look a bit like too far apart. Yeah. Yeah, but you really emphasize on the angle, so it looks great. There's not much I have to say. Yeah, so key takeaways. I think the main thing is to really emphasize the proportions. And don't make angle too steep. Yeah, I mean for 2-point perspective. I forgot to write that. Oh, yeah, my handwriting's kind of messy here, but yeah, that's it for this critique. I loved all the entries. Thank you all for submitting. If I didn't get to you, I'm still really happy that you did the homework, and if not, then you should do the homework. So yeah, cool. See you in the next video. See you in the next critique. Bye bye. Oh, and lesson too. Bye.